all my pride personalities. They're fighting to be heard.
If you just see her start going, ah. To the local Gayliens, where things get weird and they stay weird. I'm Brandon.
I'm Ashten, and we're a paranormal podcast. We're a paranormal podcast.
We are a podcast, and we forget about it.
Forget about it.
You know, because we are a podcast.
But yeah, it's Pride Month, y'all.
Pride, bitches.
So shit's about to get even gayer.
Yes, it's Pride on the pod.
Oh god, I just snorted too.
I love it when you snort.
Oh lordy.
Lordy.
Pride Month has me feeling some type of way.
Lit. The memories of Ashten past are flooding in on her.
Yes. That's why my voice is changing. Yeah. All my pride personalities. They're fighting to be heard.
If you just see her start going, oh, just know it's just her past selves going in. Yeah. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Well, in honor of this day, we're going to talk about some lesbians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
Let's be honest. We're talking about the Ladies of Llangollen.
There it is.
Maybe I said it right. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe you didn't. Who cares?
But it's Pride Month. I can do what I want.
It's French, right?
No, it's Irish?
Is it Irish?
Welsh?
Okay. I just,
right?
This way, if someone looks it up.
That's Ireland, right? North Wales?
Wells? I don't want to say yes because I don't know.
How do we not know that?
I don't know. We're on the podcast.
I think it is.
Well, if it isn't, sorry, don't care.
Don't come for us.
Yeah, you know what? We're not doing it. It's not to be offensive. We're just stupid, okay?
Yeah, we just didn't
look it up.
Actually confirm this.
Yeah. We have Google now.
You know what?
Google
the most important thing here are the lesbians.
Yeah.
So let's focus on that.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about lesbians.
Yeah.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah. You're not here for a geography lesson.
Yeah. So. Ew. Stupid.
So, near a small creek meets the D River and start over.
No, it's okay. I'm caught up on that D River. I want a river of D. Dude, dip me in the D River.
This isn't about the D, okay?
I know, but
there's no D here except for one crummy little predator man that you'll hear about.
Damn it, there's always one.
Yeah. So, there was a manor built with love and devotion. Mm. The two women responsible for its transformation from cottage to Tudor house have been a part of Welsh history and lore for more than 2 centuries.
Oh, shit.
And some people believe their spirits linger on.
Okay. I like the way that makes them, they sound like baddies already.
They are baddies.
I love it. I'm so into this.
Baddies. They honestly, I think they're my new, idols.
Really?
Lesbian idols.
Oh my god, that makes me, now I'm really excited.
They kind of set this precedence, and they're kind of we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But also they were so popular.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, makes sense.
They had so many friends. They entertained so many people. They were cool.
Gay people are awesome.
They were cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gay people rule.
Yeah. So a tall woman named Sarah Ponsonby was the daughter of an earl. During her teenage years, she was orphaned and left penniless. Her cousin, Elizabeth Ponsonby, took pity on her and invited her to come live with her and her husband, Sir William Fawns, in the town of Enistiog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what you make it.
Their only daughter had recently married and left the house, so the presence of Sarah filled the void in their home. But Mr. Fawns soon developed an infatuation for Sarah.
Ugh, wrong
like
tree.
All creepy husbands do.
He's barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, bro, she don't want you.
Wrong tree.
Also, she was a fucking teenager, you pedophile.
Yeah, you disgusting perv.
Yeah.
I hope
Sarah,
his ghost is in hell.
Yeah, Sarah did not feel the same and was offended by his advances and did not want to hurt his wife, her cousin, so she spent a lot of time in the gardens away from the home. While she was avoiding the situation entirely, she would visit many friends in the region, especially an acquaintance from her days in boarding school named Eleanor Charlotte Butler.
Oh, Eleanor. Hey, girl.
Hey. Although Eleanor was 16 years older than Sarah, she took an immediate liking to her.
Damn.
I know. I'm
Damn.
like, Eleanor.
Honestly,
But
like,
also back then, I'm sure, like, the pickings were slim.
yeah, I guess,
We don't condone dating girls underage.
No.
But it's not like they
It's not like that was the
like,
thing either,
They
though.
developed.
Yeah, and it wasn't
over
like
time.
she was like, oh, you're 16 years younger than me, I love you.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like that. It was just like, we're the only two lesbians.
Yeah.
It's like when back in the day you had to be like, you're gay, right? Like,
Yeah. I don't even think you could straight up do that.
No.
I think you had to form a friendship first.
Yeah.
To then.
And then play like the.
Advance.
Yeah, and then play the game, what's it called? Like Risk, where you're like.
Yeah. Yeah. And
scream when you've reached your limit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're just fingering somebody.
Yeah.
Like
at
that's.
Pride.
Yeah. At Pride.
Yeah.
You know? That's just how it happens.
So Eleanor herself was a descendant of aristocracy. I'm like
Aristocracy.
I can say
aristocracy.
Okay. I was
yeah,
like, I
that's
know
a hard word.
aristocrat, but like
I won't judge you for that one. That's a rough word.
Aristocracy.
Aristocracy.
She was the daughter of the 16th Earl of Ormond. She was educated in France and acted as a mentor for Sarah.
Oh no, was she like grooming her?
I don't think so. I don't think it was
No,
like that.
okay,
I think it
okay.
was like they genuinely like
Loved each other.
Liked each other in the beginning.
Right, because we're still not.
If there was grooming involved, it was not mentioned.
Fair, okay.
But they did mention the advances that her cousin's husband, so I feel like if there was, like, they would have
said it. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So Sarah soon confided in Eleanor regarding her living situation, and Eleanor was also unhappy with her own living situation. It was then the two women began forming a plan together. Mm-hmm. Together they would run away, elope, and live out their days together. They decided on North Wales, and a date was set for their flight. But not like plane flight, like their flight. Like
yeah, like they were fleeing.
They didn't fly back then.
No, there was no flying.
Yeah.
They just fled.
Yes. So, Eleanor planned to hide at a ruined abbey and wait for Sarah, where they would set course for Wales, but Sarah never showed up. She went in search for Sarah and found her beneath a high wall where she had sprained her ankle. Bitch. They were unfortunately discovered and made excuses for themselves, but due to being caught, they each returned home, plotting their next move.
Sarah!
So escape one. Done.
Also,
Didn't
like,
happen.
Girl, twisting your ankle, you better get up and limp.
Yeah, but also Eleanor, she wasn't like, oh, she's not showing up. She was like, no, I'm going to find her. There's something wrong.
I mean, that's what I would have thought. I would have been scared.
I know, but I feel like some people would be like, oh, they broke my heart. They don't love me. They didn't show up.
Yeah, I would probably do that too, but I'm going to look for you. I'm going to confront you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, why the fuck did you...
Oh, that's why you would look for them.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, that's fine.
You're not like, oh, maybe something happened. You're like, I'm going to tell them.
Well, no, but I think, like, in the moment, I'd be like, I hope they're okay. But I'm also
but
like...
if they are okay?
Yeah, I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm not ignorant to the fact that I'm like, you know, I'd be like, that I'm a solid 7. Okay? Maybe a 6. I don't give a fuck. I'm right. I'm 7. I'm 7.
You're an 8. You're a 9, you're a 10.
Don't push it. Yeah. I mean, to me, yeah, I'm a 10. You'd be lucky to have me. But
yeah.
I'm a 7. But, like, I'd be like, okay, bitch, it's just us 2 lesbians and now you're just going to flake?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that would be my issue. Yeah. But if I saw you had a sprained ankle, I'd be like, of course it's not me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because in the moment I'd be like, is it me? Am I not a 7?
Is it me?
I'd question myself. But then, of course, I'm like, no.
But you're also like, there's no other lesbians here.
So I'm like, to her, I'm
literally
a 20.
her only option.
Yeah, to her, I'm a fucking 20. She's going to pass on a 20? Ain't nobody else going to eat that puss.
Oh my gosh. Except for her cousin's husband.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah. Okay, so after 2 months, Sarah and Eleanor tried to flee on foot. During their journey, a strong storm struck and they sought shelter in a nearby barn. When the weather lifted the next day, the ladies set out for Waterford. As they came upon a boat, they ran into Sarah's cousin Elizabeth. Someone had tipped the family off and she had tracked the women to the port city. They finally admitted defeat and once again returned home, and Eleanor's family planned to send her away to a convent. Oh, so she can be surrounded by a million other women? Great idea.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't even think about that. But honestly, she's like, all you can eat seafood buffet.
Yeah.
Take me to Red Lobster, bitch. But she's like, oh no.
No, she loved Sarah.
Oh no, you're going to throw me in a room full of women? Oh, God, punished.
But during this time that they were...
It's like sending me to boot camp.
Going back home and trying to, like, recalibrate. Sarah got really sick and was bedridden for days and was persuaded by her cousin to not run away with Eleanor.
Oh.
Each day, a letter would arrive at Woodstock for Eleanor, asking her to trust and believe in her and not give in to the family pressures. Eventually, in April 1778, Eleanor came to live at the Woodstock house, officially as one of Sarah's maids. I don't know how the cousin let that happen, but I think it was kind of like...
She snuck
if we're under... Well, I think it's like, if you're under our roof, because she was like, you know, a teenager.
Yeah.
They were like, you guys can, like, hang out under our roof, but, like, you were not about to fucking run away and make a mockery of our family.
Oh, kind of like, this is how I keep her here.
Yes.
Yeah, fair.
Yes. So they once again began making plans to run away together.
As they should.
Yes. Sarah finally revealed that Mr. Fawn's adulterous conduct to her cousin. And he came forth begging Sarah not to leave. So she's like, hey, cuz, your husband's trying to fuck me. And he was like, please don't leave me in front of his wife. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like...
Listen to this. He even offered her money, but Sarah refused. He's like, I'll pay you to fuck me.
What is wrong with this dude?
I don't know.
Like...
And also, why did Elizabeth stay? Question mark.
She stayed?
Yeah.
Oh, because he got money, probably.
Probably.
And she was like, if I leave, I'm going to be... What? I'm going to be like you guys?
Spinster.
Just nothing?
Yeah.
You know? Because in her eyes, what they're doing is wrong. And then she's thinking, like, if I choose the same, like, if I go with them, what am I going to do? I can't find another husband because I'm with the lesbians. Because she thinks that's wrong in her head, you know? So it's like, what the fuck else is she going to do? I mean, I make sense, but also coward.
And also, like, I'm pretty sure Sarah, because if their own daughter had recently married and moved out, either Sarah was around the same age as their daughter or a little younger. And it's like, bro, you're trying to sleep with someone that's younger or same age as your daughter. Like, that's messed up.
Also, though, do you want to stay with this man who is, like, a creepy, like, child seeker?
Yeah.
Like...
Gross.
Yeah. Like, you're a dirty bitch.
Yeah.
Shame on her.
When Sarah refused, she's like, I'm running away with Eleanor. And Sarah was now 21 and could no longer be bound by her demands.
Period.
There was nothing that they could do from keeping the two women from being together.
Well, except killing them.
Period. So by May, a carriage arrived and they set off to begin a new life together. Sarah caused quite a stir with her choice of clothing. This is why she's an icon. Instead of feminine clothing, she wore a gentleman's attire complete with buckskin breeches and a top hat and took on the role of groom throughout the trip.
That's a bad bitch.
I know.
She's like, oh, I'm gonna give them.
She's like, not only am I lesbian, but like, I'm not wearing a fucking dress and y'all can fuck off.
She said, period. She said, I'm gonna give it to them. She goes, they want to make a stink? I'm going to give them a stink.
I'm just like, I love these women.
She said, yeah.
They were like the OGs.
OGs. She said, we're going to ruin their day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Petty.
So, yeah.
She's petty. I like it.
So, but also like being true to herself. She's like, I can finally be me and no one's going to tell me different.
Yeah, so what are you going to do?
Yeah. So, by the 1st of June, Sarah and Eleanor arrived in the hamlet of Llangollen. They found a quaint cottage and decorated it to evoke a dark Gothic interior.
Yeah,
they're like my spirit lesbians.
Yeah, this is adding up to why they're your new.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm like, I love everything about them.
The further we're getting into the story, I'm like, okay, so this is Ashten.
Yeah. Being a small town, the two newcomers quickly became a curiosity.
Of course.
They could often be spotted on horseback, dressed in fine men's clothing, exploring the hills of Dales. Although no one was of certain their level of intimacy or sexuality shared by the two women, they both shared a bedroom and a bed.
Damn right they did.
In their correspondence to each other, they often referred to each other as my beloved or my love. One of their dogs was... It gets better. One of their dogs was named Sappho after the female Greek poet who wrote strong homocentric references.
They're just like, fuck all y'all.
They're just like...
We're living life. We've only got one.
Yeah.
And they're saying, we're taking all the risks.
Yeah.
We're doing all the things.
Yeah. It was widely accepted that they were in fact lovers, having a far more romantic friendship than convention would allow. But in the 18th century, homosexual acts were illegal and sexual relationships between women were largely unacknowledged. So, like, here's the thing is, like, men, I feel like, got in trouble for being gay, but, the word lesbian hadn't even yet been coined, so there wasn't even, like, anything to label it. And mainly because of these patriarchal ideas of women and sexuality, people didn't believe that women were sexual beings or romantic beings. They were very much still viewed as a commodity of marriage. And given the noble family connections that both of these women had, any mention of a possible homosexual relationship was often overlooked by everyone who encountered them. So even though it was, like, illegal... They basically got away with it because, one, they came from noble families, and two,
they're women. Women
aren't even sexual. They can't actually be, like, in an intimate relationship.
So, I feel like there's a lot of... That's a good parallel to today's society. Yeah. It's not quite the same. Like, I think people know women can be sexual. The problem is, like, in today's society, women are still, like, female relationships are still, like, considered, like, okay, as opposed to two men being together, because it's looked at from a straight male perspective as, oh, it's hot when two girls kiss.
Yeah, it's like, so still at the end of the day for straight male consumption.
Yes, and it's like, it's so annoying that, like, even in today's society, that is still a bullshit thing, because it's just like, back in the day, if that would have been two men like that, dude, dead in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And it's like...
So it's like, even though it was obviously, like, not conventional in their eyes, and, like, people had an understanding of what was going on, it was, like, really the only thing that, like, saved these women to, like, actually live their lives was that they came from noble families and that people just, like... didn't even actually think women had sex.
Oh, yeah.
Unless a man had sex with them.
And, I mean, also, they weren't being, like, probably affectionate in public and shit, because if they were, it'd probably be a different story. So I'm not saying they got off easy, because in no way did they.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just recognizing the hypocrisy of the situation. Like, bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that even today there should be any stigma. It's 2025, bro.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Who cares
also,
who's having sex with you?
You don't need to know what their sexual relationship is.
Yeah.
Like, no one needs to know what anyone, gay or straight, is doing.
In the bedroom.
In the bedroom, as long as, like, it's legal.
Yeah. That's why I tell people, if I talk about it online, too, it's like, don't watch the video.
Yeah.
If I talk about my sex life, online, don't watch the video.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you got to be like, I fucking blah, blah, blah. Just don't watch it. Who cares? Why are you so invested?
Yeah.
And who's fucking me?
Yeah.
I said it.
So, yeah.
Pride, bitch. We're just going to be a lot of gay
Pride.
shit in the next few episodes.
Pride. So, but they did constantly, even though it was like taboo, they constantly had visitors, both neighbors and famous people visited
Good for them.
Josiah Wedgwood, the celebrated potter, paid them a visit in the late 1700s. They lived a very loving and fulfilling life together. And then Eleanor passed away by Sarah's side on June 8th, 1829, at the age of 90.
Wow, they lived long.
People didn't live that long back then.
They were happy.
They were.
That's what
they
it was.
They were living their true, authentic selves.
They were just, like, authentically happy.
Yes.
I love that they were able to just be like, fuck you guys. Like, we know, you know, but, like, we're going to live our lives. We're just going to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, look, we're just people.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Also sad because I know they were very happy. But
yeah. From that day on, Sarah ventured from the house religiously. Her only destination was the churchyard, where she would stand beside Eleanor's grave.
Oh
no.
my God.
They're
See,
fucking icons.
This is what it's about. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
People are like, why do you want to fall in love and blah, blah, blah. That's why.
That was true love.
Yeah, like, that's amazing.
So, due to the loneliness and heartbreak, Sarah's own health slowly started to decline, and on December 9th, 1831, Sarah passed away. So just a few years after.
She couldn't do it, yeah.
But that means if she was 16 years younger, that means she was still, like, in her 70s, right?
Yeah.
Which is still a long time back then. So, and she was buried next to Eleanor beneath their Gothic tombstone.
Power.
Queens.
These women said, we know.
Queens.
Power.
I love them.
I do too.
Following their deaths, two other women, Amelia Lolly and Charlotte Andrew, moved into the home, emulating the lifestyle of Sarah and Eleanor. So another pair of lesbians
paved
moved
the
in.
way, basically.
Mm-hmm. So the home has changed hands a few more times, but it now belongs to the Denbighshire County Council and remains open to the public for tours. So we can go on a tour there. While no person currently lives inside the former residence, some previous owners have refused to leave. Dun dun dun. So Sarah and Eleanor began to make appearances not long after their deaths. Their apparitions.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Their apparitions would appear to men visiting the home. In the 1800s, they appeared to Mary Louisa Gordon, who claimed she conversed with them before turning their story, told by them, the spirits, into a book, and it's called Chase of the Wild Goose, and was published in 1936.
Ooh.
Yeah, so apparently it's like story told by
the ghosts.
Eleanor and Sarah as ghosts.
That's wild. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting read.
Yeah. Paranormal activity occurs throughout the dwelling. Strange mists and lights have been captured in photographs. In the oak room, guests have reported dizziness and nausea. This room is often the center of unexplained knocking and rapping, along with the cold spots which occur throughout the space. The ghostly presence of Sarah and Eleanor appear to be very welcoming to guests, as they were during their lifetimes. It is believed by some psychics and investigators that the ladies still carry on with their daily lives. Though witnesses have reported encounters with the women throughout the years, legend has it that Eleanor and Sarah most often make their appearances known on Christmas Eve. So I guess that must have just been like a really special holiday.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's pretty safe to say that Eleanor and Sarah enjoy the comforts of their home together beyond the grave.
That's cool. Now I would go there.
Yeah.
I would be like, yes, lesbians. Now I would go there.
It's cute.
That is cute. That's a great love story.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
And, like,
That's
they just
powerful.
haunt it in the afterlife,
Yeah.
too, together.
That's a powerful love story. Not just even, like, a great one. Like, that's a powerful love story. Like, in that time, you were killed for being gay.
Yeah.
Like, it was illegal. Not just, like, ew, frowned upon. Illegal.
Well, not only were they gay, they were, like, wearing men's clothing.
Yeah.
They were literally just doing whatever they
to
wanted.
the man.
And then everyone loved them still. They
That's
were
the thing.
very popular.
And then
had guests all the time.
Yeah. And then the two new women were able to kind of, like, do the same thing because people were like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not affecting us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could take notes.
Yeah. Take notes, people.
Take notes. I love that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story.
Mm.
I love that.
I love it too.
I do.
A cute little ghosty story.
And that one's really cute. Yeah, I loved it. I actually really, really liked it. They sound like really cool women. So
I know.
I'm into it.
I'm low-key like, damn.
Yeah. It'll be you. It'll be you.
I mean, yeah. I hope my tombstone is Gothic.
I'll make sure. Unless I'm dead first. Ugh.
Don't say that.
Well, I mean.
Ew. You're not leaving me here alone. Sorry.
Fog. Oh my god. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And send us your ghost stories at the local Gayliens at outlook.com.
And until then,
Stay
spooky. I felt the spirit on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Bye.
Bye.